much for joining us for another hour of invigorating and exciting conversation. And you're going to love today more so because we are going to have a group of very powerful and caring individuals who are committed to working with their community, an important factor, all our happiness and all our sustainability. It is going to be a truly meaningful and deeply rewarding conversation. As we get started, let's take a moment and think about why we come together, community, and the message of Goldilocks reminding us. Goldilocks, as a young girl, knew exactly how she could get what she wanted and get it just right. We too were that child at some point in time. If we don't remember our own childhood, think about your child. Think about your niece, your nephew, your neighbor's child. Remember, even before they learn to talk, they know how to wrap every adult around their little finger and get what they want just when they want, just right. What is it that the children inherently, innately know? That I want and how I want it. And we allow ego to get in the way. We allow my way or the highway kind of a thought process to get in. And therefore, we don't give anybody else an incentive to engage with us. If everybody who engages with me loses because I need to win, and I take a win or lose approach, there is no reason for anybody to engage with me. And when they don't engage with me, I can't accomplish my goals. Research shows that we can all influence only 3 levels from where we are. And remember, somebody who can intimidate and control and accomplish things as long as they have the power and as long as the people around them acknowledge that power. But part of influence comes from the actual content of a person's character and their caring. Part of influence is what makes a leader. Because leader is somebody other people wake up every morning and decide to follow. It's not a positional power. It's truly an influential power that makes other people feel like they belong. Makes influence. We can only have 3 levels from where we are. So if I'm already coming at the extreme right end of an issue, I can only influence 3 levels towards the center. If I'm coming from the extreme left end of an issue, I can still only influence 3 levels towards the center. But what if, just what if, I took perspective and looked at how a particular issue that concerns me, how does it affect everybody else? And it affects every person a little differently. And when I get that perspective and I come from that balanced centeredness where I can see the 360 degrees of a particular situation, I move myself towards the center. And now I can influence 3 levels to my right, 3 levels to my left, and everybody in that centeredness. I've taken the fact of 3 degrees of influence and magnified it to 7 degrees of influence. That is the power of a leader. A real leader leads from the middle. A real leader empowers others to lead from the middle. And when we bring that kind of centeredness for leadership, we can make magic happen. And in that place of magic is where shared prosperity is, because we all have a shared purpose. We all have something to gain, and therefore we will all come together. And imagine all of a sudden the most selfish pursuit I have, my desire for success, will naturally influence me to move to the center. And my goals and my aspirations can be accomplished because I'm making it about not just me. I'm taking others along for the journey. And that is truly the message Goldilocks is giving us. Keeping the message of Goldilocks in mind, let's think about what is purpose and why is purpose important. Our purpose itself sits in the centeredness of what we love, what we are great at, and what the world needs. Even to understand my individual purpose, I have to center on myself and the society I'm a part of. Because if I love something and I'm great at it, but the world doesn't need it, it cannot drive my economic engine. It's not going to bring prosperity to me. If I love it and the world needs it, but I'm not great at it, somebody else is going to step in and do it better than me. And they are the ones who are going to drive their economic engine. If I'm great at it and the world needs it, but I don't love it, it's going to be very visible and people are going to know my heart is not in it. So capturing my purpose and coming from the center of my purpose is what gives me the power of influence. And that gives me the ability to build my prosperity alongside the shared prosperity. As we go into today's conversation, I want us to take 3 nuggets of wisdom along with us. One is sustainability is priority number 1. Why? If there is no world, there is no life. Protecting our world is self-preservation. And you may ask, what is our world? Our world is first the environment. If the environment is not sustainable, life is not viable. So environmental sustainability is 1. Within the environmental sustainability is the societal sustainability. If the society is not sustainable and the society is not thriving, anything we do within that society is not sustainable. So environmental sustainability shaping the societal sustainability together then creates the economic sustainability for each of us to financially thrive. Therefore, we look at sustainability from the lens of a triple bottom line. The triple bottom line comprises of the environment, the society, and the economy. So the mother nature needs to be respected and sustained. Then people and the community need to be respected and sustained. And the economics of making that community work needs to be respected and sustained. When those 3 together exist in a framework of sustainability, then each of us can build our financial sustainability. The second idea I want us to take into the conversation is seek and cultivate wisely. What we cultivate sustains us. Rumi, my favorite Persian poet, talks about what we seek is seeking you. Be very mindful what we seek. If we seek power, then that power will consume us. If we seek sustainability, that sustainability will sustain us. When we live by the sword, we die by the sword. When we live by love and compassion and empathy, then we thrive because of that love and compassion and empathy. And the third idea I want us to take into the conversation is intentionally design shared prosperity. Life does not happen by accident. It is not a matter of chance. We have to intentionally design our life, and we have to intentionally design shared prosperity. So when your purpose drives your actions, magic happens. Magic doesn't happen when there is no purpose. Magic doesn't happen when the purpose doesn't sit in the centeredness of shared prosperity. So embrace that magic and walk into this conversation where we are going to explore how do we learn to grow prosperity, and how is the Usher Henry Incubator Initiative making that happen in collaboration with the government, local authorities and local councils, the community, business, and the children all coming together to make sure that this is viable. And we're also going to explore how we are going from recycling plastic to protect our environment and using and repurposing that and working with the agricultural ministry to teach children to grow and grow our own food. Children can learn to grow our own food. And then how do we use that to trade and barter and think about opening bank accounts and saving? And how do we start teaching children how to look at this entire cycle of prosperity? And how do we get the adults engaged and have the adults help us? Because this truly is a shared journey. And to have this amazing conversation, we have Honorable Minister Orlando Habit. We have District Agricultural Officer William Cam, our local Twin Town Councilman Aaron Mai, and the co-founder of Henry Usher Incubator Initiative, Margaret Usher. So let me start the conversation with bringing in Mr. Cam from the Agricultural Ministry. William, welcome to the program.
Good morning, Dr. Henry.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's a pleasure for me to be here. First of all, my name is William Khan. I work within the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise of Belize, specifically attached to the Cayo District Agriculture, to the Extension Department. Basically, what our roles is to assist them, to assist the farming community, and also other in one that I see your initiatives in line is that our farmers are aging. They are getting so therefore we have to have a mechanism to bring in youths, which is our key foundation. Basically, what we are following with this new administration, we follow the Plan Belize, which have a plan of policy paper on agriculture, and within that policy paper, we saw in one of our policy priorities, we saw basically in the point number 8, which specifically states that that we need to grow and produce more of what we eat and promote more consumption of what we grow. And on that specific policy that we have, is a promote and implement. Sometimes this is a debate in terms of backyard garden or call it home garden. So those are the two things that we want to, but mostly we found it to be backyard gardens, right? Also at villages, but not only in villages, but towns and cities, right? In the urban areas. And I believe having these lines, we clearly see how the ministry supports these initiatives, and that's why we are partnering with you guys, right? So
Thank you.
So and also those are the ones we are we have our facility in Central Farm, which are producing the seedlings that will be handed over to you guys for our activity that will happen the 23rd. So those in a sense, I like the word that you work, because everybody works towards a sustainable agriculture. We know that things are not the same. I believe things need to change, and I can't do it as a ministry. I am by ourselves. I believe the public-private partnership is one of the key elements that will contribute to achieving our goals, which is to involve youths. And also for the 23rd, we will have the speech that will be given will be Mr. Emilio Montero, which is the food and nutrition. So that ties it what we produce, but also don't produce it, but also it to be nutritious to healthy eating. So it's all in a nutshell. It's a very interesting, which I am glad to be part of, a good initiative. And based on our policies at the ministry, I see that this type of initiative, as a matter of fact, we are doing it in the urban areas in the cities, in Belize City, and so it's in the Twin Town. I mean, it's a good opportunity for the youth to see from how actually a cilantro or radish or a cucumber or the ceilings that we will from all the and teaching them, because that is our role as extension officers. We are teachers, so we are educators, we are agents of change, and we follow all those criteria, and we are here to support and to teach what we and to pass the knowledge to the younger generation, so that then they will contribute. But the key point is putting them in that mentality to be sustainable.
We appreciate that. Thank you so
So,
much. And thank you for partnering with us in this initiative. Margaret and I are extremely grateful for the Agricultural Ministries partnership, because we do need all hands on deck. This is going to be an all hands on deck approach.
yeah.
And so as we think about the upcoming event of the 23rd, and then continuously staying in touch with the youth and not walking away after one event, but making this an ongoing opportunity, what are some of the advice you have for families and households where they are in towns and cities as opposed to the villages, where there are different ways to garden? There's hydroponic gardening, there is container gardening, there is so many different ways to garden. And what are some of the advices you have for individuals, keeping in mind COVID had taught us if we can grow our own food, we're going to be okay. And if we had all the money in the world, we still can't get access to food.
Perfectly. That is a very interesting question, or at the same time contribution. I agree with you. COVID has taught us a lot of stuff, and like we had to adapt in terms of type of farming or backyard gardens that we are gardening. First of all, we need to know what we consume, what all the things that we consume based on our diet. Then based on that, then we plan, okay, we need to plant this X, Y, and Z vegetables or abroad, because it's not only vegetable, but we have to find sources of good healthy foods. I would say like natural like kalalu, chaya. Those are good source of vitamin A and all of those, right? So basically, we want to not only think of vegetable, but also think in a holistic food nutrition approach, right? What is it that I need to produce, so that then based on that you set the type of vegetables or plants or greens that you need to plant. So I see that I have seen some people improvising, not only that, but they also growing some to small scale, some fish, some tilapias that complements towards the diet. And then I see people use recycle bottles. They do have other like boxes with and also hydroponics to a certain extent. Because it's new, but it's not new, but the level of people practicing it is limited, right? So mainly what we have seen in the within the whole district and to a certain extent to the country, mostly will be gardens that will be planted with some of recycles, and that is what we also want to promote also, right? Recycle and then you plant your set of vegetables, greens, and other things. So
absolutely, thank you so much, and we appreciate the partnership directly from you, from your ministry, and we cannot wait to kick our program off on the 23rd, as well as continue to build on it. So thank you so very much. And I will now pivot to Councilman Aaron Mai.
yeah,
Aaron,
only a little thing before you move on to Mr. Aaron. Sorry, Mr. Aaron. It's just that our service of extension is there, so we could accompany in all the learning process throughout years of anything. Once you guys requested or anything, we are there to assist. So that is the last contribution I want to make. Thanks.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Yes, Aaron. So why don't you talk a little bit about, first of all, thank you so much for helping us organize this and book the public park for the children. We cannot do this without the support of the local township and the council. And talk to us about why this is important to you and the town council and what excites you about getting the kids and the youth involved.
Well, first, pleasant good morning, Dr. Cass, Miss Margaret, Mr. Khan. It's a pleasure to be here. Allow me to introduce myself as you have already, but I am Counselor Aaron Mai, but I'm also a teacher at the Cayo Center for Employment Training. And I've been in the tourism F&B department for the past 17 years. And I think, or I believe that this initiative that you and Miss Margaret is doing is such a great event for the community, especially the children of Hillview. Even though we are the Twin Tongues, the Santa Elena side is seen as the Republic, where poverty seems to be at a higher scale compared to San Ignacio. And so, because I have been in the tourism industry for the past 17 years, majority of the resorts are now planting their own organic gardens. So when the tourist comes to Belize, they are eating fresh, healthy vegetables. They plant their own lettuce, cilantro, arugula. Every vegetable or fruit that they use at the resort is now planted at the resort. And so I think this initiative is a great one. I believe even as a child, 35 years ago, we used to plant our own carrots, our own okras. And it was amazing to just go in the backyard and cut your okras. And my mom would make fresh flour tortillas and we would just stew the okra and it was so good. But I feel that we're living in a generation where the kids of today do not understand the health and the importance of growing your own vegetables and how to help mom and dad in providing food on the table. As we know, in the past 6 months, there has been an inflation in Belize when it comes to the vegetables and at the stores. Last Saturday, I went to the store to get some potatoes. Miss Margaret came over and I made some delicious collard potatoes. But potatoes is now $2.75 a pound, where it used to be $1.50. And so if the youth that we're trying to reach out to is able to bring something to the table at home, it will help the families financially. And so I think this is a great way to develop pride. Hillview is one of the communities that the council is recently starting to develop. We are planning to fence the basketball court, the very court that we're doing this event. The council is planning to fence it and put lights because the kids are also wanting to go there and just have a safe environment. We've recently connected with NextGen, and they are partnering with the council to provide free internet at this specific park, because most of the kids, if they don't have internet at home, then they can come to the park in the evening and do their assignments and get the work done. So we fully support this initiative as the council, because there is only so much that we can do. If we are able to partner with outside entities in developing our young people, then I believe that it's a welcome initiative. It's a great initiative. And Belize was recently named, I believe, two of the only countries in the Caribbean that provides 60% of its own food. And so because we as a country, as a nation, tourism and agriculture are the two largest industries in the country, there is a connection. Tourists will come to Belize because we provide fresh food, fruits like you said. But because Belize is becoming more westernized, the generation of today, because they seem to be privileged, they prefer to go to the store and just buy a can of this, or go to the market, and even though it's fresh, but it's more expensive. But even if you do not have much space in your backyard, I love the idea of creating your little containers to plant your vegetables that them in. I believe it's something really good for the young people, because without vision, people perish. And so I believe that this initiative is a great idea, and we support it fully. So thank you guys very much for that.
Thank you so much, Councilman Mai. We appreciate you and appreciate the council and your perspective coming from the food industry. So FMB is food and beverage. Mm-hmm. You come from the industry of fresh, tasty, nutritious food, and you hope young people bust the myth of nutritious food is not tasty, right? Yes. Nutritious food can look beautiful and taste amazing. And how do we do that? And how is it that one can find joy in growing the fresh greens and turning that into salads? Even when you make sandwiches, have sprouts. World chefs have all these brand new sprouts every week. And then they put those sprouts as a topping in the sandwiches. And those sandwiches are amazing.
Yes.
And how do we bring that fun of eating, the fun of getting our hands dirty and touching the food and enjoying the food? Because food is not just taste, right? It is sight, it is smell, it's a sense of touch. It's a whole person engagement. And when we have that, and I would go as far as say, when you have a love affair with the food, you're healthy, right?
Definitely, yes.
I am in Belize because I have been able to bring my husband's cancer to remission with food. Belize is blessed to have the nature to grow anything we need to be fully sustainable health-wise. So about how do you make food sexy to young people?
Yes, we are now living in a time in the food industry where you eat with your eyes first. Mm-hmm. I pull out my phone and I want to show my friends that I'm at this amazing restaurant having this amazing meal. Even as an instructor at the Cayo Center for Employment Training, when we create meals, we tell them we're not going to go and buy a can of coconut milk to make rice and beans or coconut white rice. We're going to get the coconut and we're going to grater the coconut and we're going to create fresh coconut milk. We're not going to go to the store and get a tomato sauce to make spaghetti or to make pizza. We're going to get fresh tomatoes and we are going to make fresh sauce, and we can see the difference. It's healthy. It looks good. It tastes good. And so, and the good thing now with YouTube, you can find amazing recipes online from natural, using natural vegetables and fruits. We teach them how to can your tomato sauce, how to make fresh marmalades and pineapple jams, and we have mangoes and soursaps. We have all the amazing fruits in this country. So why would I go to the store and buy a jam for $8.75 when I can make fresh mango jam for about $3? So these are the things that we're trying to teach the younger generation, because yes, it's so easy to go to the store and get a can of coconut milk and just put it in my rice and beans. It's a little bit more work to get your hands dirty and get a coconut and break it up and grater it and create the milk out of it. So I believe that we're heading into the right direction. And because the tourism industry is one of the largest industries in the country, whenever students are going or young people are going into the industry, they're being taught how to create your own gardens, self-sustainability. We do not use cans. We do not use fertilizers. We use fresh vegetables and fruits from our own garden. So I think it's a beautiful thing.
Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. And what fascinates me is the fact that the younger generation is ready to buy everything off the shelf without breaking a sweat. And then they spend money to go join a gym to exercise, right? I come from a developing country, from Sri Lanka. And for us, exercise means sweep the house, mop the house, go and do yard work, go do gardening. And so growing our food is exercise. And then we don't have to go spend money in the gym. And living in the United States for 28 years, I always ask, Why do you guys spend thousands of dollars to buy machines to do your work? Then you spend thousands of dollars to go to a machine to get exercise. It doesn't make any sense.
Agreed fully. That is true.
So the fact that we can combine health and fitness and food and taste, to me, is powerful. So thank you so much for continuing to do what you do, both as an educator in the field of food and beverage, and also a councilman, because you are in a place where you can bring the two together. And we appreciate you, your support, and your partnership with our initiative.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So now I'm going to move on to Miss Margaret Usher, my partner in progress and co-founder of Legacy Belize and the Usher Henry Incubator Initiative. Welcome, Margaret.
Good morning, and thank you, thank you. And thanks everyone for being on board with us. And everything that I heard this morning is I'm like fascinated and exciting. I can't wait for next week so we could get all this going. I mean, thank you guys. Thanks everyone.
Thank you. So Margaret, tell me, what excites you about building this incubator initiative? This is one of the programs of the Usher Henry Foundation Incubator Initiatives. What excites you about it? And as a Belizean coming back home, how does it make you feel?
Well, coming back home, it's awesome. I'm glad to be back home. I see so much potential here. I sit here most of the time thinking, what can I give back? What can I do? What can I change? And trying to find this, and I go all around, I drive all around. And finally, I said to myself, I think you and I, we were having breakfast or tea or something. I said, I need to be humble. I need to give back. What can I do? How can I do this? And this brought us to, we keep talking back, exchanging words, exchanging ideas. And I'm like, you know what? We can do this. Why not help our young youth? And then this morning, you said everything, the environmental, the sustainable, the society, great leaders. And we have excellent leaders here in the San Ignacio and Santa Elena, Hillview, the whole community. And this is what excites me of starting to do something great, with our children, our community. So this is what I want us to continue doing, starting next week. And, everybody is pitching in, Aaron, William, the people that we saw to get involved. Now we're going to have to start collecting the plastics. So I was going to ask Aaron, is there any way how we could get some of these plastics so we could start, some of these donation, or where we could get some? We're asking online where, to deliver them. So it's really exciting to be part of this.
Accepting all the picked up plastic.
Yes. Pardon me?
I don't think we heard him. Aaron, so if the town council can bring us some plastic, we'd appreciate that too.
Yes, I will connect with Margaret after and see specifically what type of plastics we need, and then we'll push it out to the community also. And we can also, of course, if the kids have at home, we can say, guys, if you have 1 gallon bottles at home that you're not using, you can also bring them, because I believe we're going to cut them in half. We have the Big H juice factory in San Ignacio. I think they have gallons that they do not use. We can check them out also. But of course, Margaret, at the end of the day, we'll chat with you and see how we can move forward.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And we also have one of the ministries donating their stuff, their tools and material to teach the children how to paint and decorate the plastic, so that when they plant, they have a beautiful container. The ministries, everybody is coming together, and everybody is coming together to help the youth and help the community. And to me, that is such a joyful process. So before I open this up for a conversation with as the co-founder. Can you hear me, Margaret?
No, I can't. What was the question? I'm sorry. We had audio.
as you pick this excitement to then go and enjoy it?
Okay, I missed the first part. We're having an audio problem issue.
What message do you have? What message as a co-founder do you have for the community, whether it's the business, the parents, the adults?
Yes, come, I would advise the parents to bring their children. We are going to have a form for them to sign and bring them out. Let them learn, let them go back home and experience this. I mean, it's going to be, get, as someone said earlier, I think that Mayor Trapp said, it could be a therapy, your hands in the, in the dirt, in the soil, it could be a therapy, and it'll be something good for them to enjoy. And later on, they could use it, and experience it. I mean, this is something new we're starting. And I know that the parents and all the kids are going to enjoy it to come out. And we're going to have great people, great teachers, great leaders to help us walk them through this. So greater on, maybe they'll get scholarship, maybe they'll learn to be working environmental also.
And this gives the young people the opportunity to get into environmental engineering, sustainability, yes, recycling engineering, agricultural engineering and nutrition. Medicine will be so critical. And we are so great at partnership. And with that, let me open it up to the audience for any questions or thoughts. Go ahead, Robin.
Well, I was going to have you call on Nermini because she put in the chat to me that she loves this topic. Nermini, do you want to hop on? Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm passing the baton over to you.
Sure. Good morning. This is Nermine. I am blown away by this initiative. And something that Cass said earlier was that not walking away after the event is what we'll see. And I'm looking at William and Aaron and the energy, the passion, the compassion, and also the excitement that you bring to educating the youth, to doing this work with them, to getting your hands dirty together, to giving them that therapy and that experience. The seeds that you're planting, both literally and figuratively, is going to really move mountains. And again, I'm blown away, and I wish I could be there to learn with you. What a beautiful thing that you are doing for these young people.
Thank you, Nermine. And you know what? We will be doing this on an ongoing basis. And as a community of Belize, we invite you to come vacation in Belize, in our Cayo district, and experience this. Amazing. And take part in our and we would love. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Aaron, Mr. Cam, do you guys want to add any thoughts to Nermine's message here?
Well, just final to the public, since it's been live on Facebook, we want to invite all the kids, not only from Hillview. If you live in Santa Elena on the 23rd, which is next Saturday from 2 to 5, we would like to publicly invite the kids to come out and learn how to plant your own vegetables. So I think it's a great initiative. And once again, Dr. Cass, we love you. You're almost Belizean now.
Yes, I am Belizean now.
And thank you for what you do. So thank you. God bless.
Thank you so much. And Santa Elena, San Ignacio young people, and even from the neighboring, if anybody wants to learn and any to grow food, we are here to grow it with you. Thank you so very much. And go ahead, Robin.
I was going to say, I just really impressed with your youth and enthusiasm. It is so great to see this. And the public-private partnership, I think, and public-private community partnership is just so crucial. And I was going to ask, this is always the big bugaboo, is how do you get people to know about what is being offered and to be able to come and learn and participate? Obviously, you just did one way, Aaron, in shouting it out to the Facebook group, but what are some of the other ways that you inform people that these opportunities exist?
Because I also control the town council page, the flyers and messages are sent from that page, and that page has over 10,000 followers, and it's based specifically within our community. And because I'm also a public figure, it's shared from our private Facebook page, and so there are different platforms that the message is sent across. But maybe this week we might just put out some flyers in the Hillview area, because that's where we live. We live in Santa Elena, so those are some platforms that we use.
Wonderful, awesome, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for that wonderful question, Robin. A couple of the ministries that have representatives locally, they've printed and 50 to 100 flyers, which also is having children walk and pass it along. We are speaking to our neighbors, we are sending WhatsApp messages, and it is also a community where everybody talks about everything, which is good and bad, but we're going to take the good side of it, yeah, and getting the parents to understand the benefit of this, and getting the kids go and tell their classmates in school, talking to the school. Those are some ways we are getting the message out. And you want to add anything, Margaret, to that?
I just want to add it to dissemination and the information also, and Ministry of Agriculture to a Facebook page, and also to Breaking News Belize has already been some issue of the flyer and the initiative that is happening.
Thank you. Yes, and also as you mentioned, Dr. Cass, that they are distributing it around town, around Hillview area. Some of the other departments are printing them and send them out. So we're getting the word around town.
Absolutely. And I cannot thank the community enough. This is a Facebook Live conversation. So I want to thank the businesses that are going to be donating water and cookies or crackers or something side. To the community member, to the community that is going to be donating plastic, the agricultural ministry that is going to be such a blessing in giving us this seedlings and the plants, how to paint and decorate their pots so that they have something pretty as much as something to plant in. So it's truly a group effort. And most of all, thank people, the youth, who are coming there with hope and optimism, with such joy. And it is older women pick up that enjoyment, and we get to relive our youth too, right? We get to be young forever through the eyes of these young people. Any closing thoughts you want to give the community as we're okay? Nothing from him. Aaron, any closing thoughts you want to share with the group?
Yes. Once again, on behalf of the council, we just want to thank you for this initiative, and of course, we look for future endeavors to partner together. The good thing is that because we have Bradley's Bank, we have Hillview, we have Santa Cruz, we have Boyton, we have Chaville. These other villages, these other villages that connects to the council, they might say, guys, we want you to come here and do it here also. So it could be the start of something beautiful. We could also connect with the neighborhood watch in these small communities and see if they would like us to partner with them also. So I think, you know, it's a ripple effect, it can spread. So once again, thank you very much.
Good idea. Thank you, Aaron.
Absolutely. This episode of Unleash Your Inner Goldilocks to an end. And we look forward to coming out into the community and build an idea for each of you to do it in your own community, because we are an international program here and we have international viewers. So let's not make this about, so go out there and spread us the opportunity to transform lives.